Hi guys, this is Emmanuel
and Zeke
from
Easy Go Travel.
If you're sailing on Royal Caribbean Star of the Seas and stopping in Charlotte Amalie, St. Thomas, there's an epic route you need to take from world famous Magens Bay to a 700-foot view over the harbor on St. Thomas Skyride. Here is how to maximize your port day without overpaying for ship excursions. When Star of the Seas docks in St. Thomas, skip the expensive ship tours, walk out past the port gates, and grab an iconic open-air safari taxi. To make the most of your day, hit Magens Bay first while the water is calm and crowds are light. The ride across the island takes about 20 minutes through the scenic hills. Getting to Magens Bay from the cruise port costs about $15 for a solo traveler or $12 per person if you're in a group of 2 or more. Once you arrive, the beach entrance fee is $7 per person. Definitely remember to bring cash as they don't accept credit cards. Nestled between 2 green peninsulas, Magens Bay has virtually no waves, making it look and feel like a massive swimming pool. Spend your morning relaxing, grabbing fresh fish tacos from the beachside bar, or renting a paddleboard near the water's edge.
So yes, here we are enjoying the nice crystal clear waters. So as Emmanuel was saying, it's one of our excursions that we did. So it was like, let's just go to the beach. Let's just get out of town. And we got here pretty good at a good time. So it's like, wasn't as crowded, wasn't as busy. People were slowly coming in though. So we definitely got a chance to kind of find a good spot, go towards the end of the coast, and definitely find, like I said, a good, nice shaded spot where we can put our stuff down and just get in the water. So yeah, the water was amazing. It was nice, relaxing, and we had a really great view of basically the rest of the island. It was kind of hidden, one of those hidden beaches, like if you know kind of deal, but it definitely was maybe a 20-30 minute drive over here. So like I said, it was definitely worth it. Yes, there were some fees, not just for transportation, but also getting into this beach, but honestly, it was so worth it. Yeah, here we are, just still, we were here for quite some time. We're just having fun, just trying to make some videos, some TikToks, and just, see what hits, or just content for this video. But, we're just having fun, relaxing, and, here's Manuel. Like I said, we're just having a good time, just chilling, and just, making the most out of the day. Like I said, after being on board for a couple days, this is obviously one of those things we just want to just have fun and relax. And yeah, once we were done swimming, we took a break, and like I said, I got a good spot right where the shade is, and just laying down on the sand and just having a good time. The weather was perfect. It was beautiful, like the perfect weather. And here we are going back into town. Like I said, it took a while to get here, and the drive was beautiful, very scenic, and yes, it was definitely worth the money to go to where we were. Like I said, they charge on the way there, on the way back. So yes, definitely bring cash and bring small bills, because they do not have change. They may not have change. So once we were back in town, we did walk around a little bit, and we did this gondola thing, which really did look promising, because we saw reviews that there's a lot to do once you get to the top. And the gondola ride itself was very short, probably 2 minutes. It really was not that big, I think, compared to the one that where we were in Taormina. That was definitely a 5 to almost 10 minute gondola ride. I said, this is very small, but you do get great views of St. Thomas, the cruise ship, and just, you get a different view of the island and of town. So, like I said, it was a pretty short ride. And once we did get to the top, we did walk around a little bit. There's like a little shopping center with restaurants and little shops. And honestly, there was really not a lot to do as we thought there was. But nonetheless, the sights, just being able to have a different viewpoint was amazing. And yeah, honestly, we had a really good time up there. It was quick. Like I said, we didn't buy anything, we didn't eat anything. It was just more, we just went out there for the views. And then we were like, okay, we've seen enough, let's go back. Since, like I said, we weren't really planning on doing anything or eating anything. And like I said, people were nice, they were friendly, but like I said, we kind of just went up here for the views. So here we are going back down. And yeah, like I said, nice, smooth ride down. We're here making our way back to our boat, back on the Star of the Seas, with our little towel animal welcoming us back in. And like I said, here's another view from our ship, where we actually landed. And yeah, like I said, beautiful island, beautiful day. It was stunning. We had a great time. So what do we do afterwards? Just, keep exploring the ship. Like I said, it's really, really big. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. And we just lounged. We just walked around. We were just on top of the deck, just chilling. Just trying to, make the most out of the work, whatever's left of the day before we leave. And yeah, just, people watching, relaxing, having ice cream. And, just having a nice, relaxing aftermath of being in St. Thomas. So, what else can you do when you're one of these islands? You just, you're there to relax, enjoy the view, and just enjoy a very beautiful weather and day. So here we are on the promenade, and we're just getting ready, I think, right for dinner. I think we're gonna actually see a show before dinner.
Over in AquaDome, one of the standout entertainment highlights aboard Star of the Seas is Torque, a high-octane, racing-inspired water show. Performing inside the Aqua Theater, the production features an incredible mix of extreme acrobatics, synchronized swimming, aerialists, slackliners, and jaw-dropping high dives pushed to the limit by cutting-edge stage technology.
So here's Torque. This is in one of their venues. So this is one of those very interactive, informative. There's a lot of things going on. They have a lot of acrobatics. They have a lot of dancing. It's overall a really, really good show. We definitely had a good time, entertaining, and it's one of the things that you have to make a reservation because space is very limited. So definitely do make a reservation if you want to see a lot of these shows on Star of the Seas, because they will book fast. And it's one of the things that, like we said earlier, you gotta book these on day one, right when you board. You gotta make your reservations because, like I said, they will sell out fast. One of the finale of the show, basically a motorcyclist inside of a dome, and that was one of the more bigger acts that they had, aside from all the water acrobatics and dancing. So overall it was a nice finishing touch, and yeah, it was a great show overall.
That is how you combine a world-class beach with the best view in the Caribbean in a single port day. Are you booking Star of the Seas soon? Drop your cruise date in the comments below. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you on the water.
So we end the night going to the Pearl, where they had another event going on, a little medley of all the, music from the 2000s, 2010s, 90s. Overall, it was a vibe. We had a good time. And like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.